everyone, and welcome back. A couple years ago I posted a video on the life cycle of an onion. We went through the whole year. I started after planting when they started growing, went all the way through to harvest, how to store them, everything like that. That video now has had over 100,000 views, and this time of year when it's kind of planting season for the garden, it rises up in how many people watch it. So one question that comes up every year when people start watching that video again though is, how do you plant the onions? And I never showed it in that video because I figured everybody knew how to plant an onion. But I look back to when I started gardening and I didn't really know how to plant an onion either. So anyway, I thought in this video I'm going to show you how to plant an onion as part of the season on this year's garden. Alright, so when you're planting onions, I'm going to make my rows 2 feet apart this year. You can plant onions 3 inches apart. I mean, every 3 inches you can plant an onion. The problem for me is, sometimes I do 3 inches apart with 6 inches apart rows. And then I did 1 foot apart rows, and my problem is, you can grow them like that, but you still have to weed them. So this year, instead of planting 300 onions like I did last year, I'm going to do maybe, I don't know, 50, 75 onions, because I still have onions left over from last year. I dehydrated a ton of onions. I've frozen onions. I just don't need as many onions as I grow. So this year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these 6 inches apart. And the reason I'm going to do 6 inches instead of 3 is because it's easier to weed between them. And that's another reason why I'm putting my rows 2 feet apart, because at least you can walk in and between the rows to get at them to weed them. So I just have my regular onion sets right here. I could plant some of them that I had from last year that are full onions that are starting to grow, but I just like to do new every year. So I've got my onion sets. When you get these sets, they look just like this. You plant them right to right here. This part sticks above, this part goes in the dirt. This is for planting onions that you want to be a bulb onion, like the kind you buy in the bag in the store. Looks like I have a helper. So I'm switching over now and I'm planting my red onions. And as far as the time of the year that you want to plant your onions, it's pretty much as soon as you can work the soil. You want to plant your onions about the time you plant your potatoes. Today is a beautiful, almost 70-degree day. It's supposed to start raining tonight. 2 days from now the rain is supposed to change over to snow. So we're still early in the season. Okay, well that is how we plant bulb onions. Bulb onion. Looks like this when you buy it in the store. Looks like this when you pick them in the fall. Okay, now over on this side of the garden I'm going to do 1 row only of green onions, not the bulb type. You still plant the same set, but you plant it a little bit different. Okay, so if I want to plant an onion and I want to end up with an onion that looks like this, and I mean they sell these in the store, you know, you just use the green parts. You can plant these bottoms and do the same thing and you'll get green onions. And actually you buy them like this because by leaving this bottom on they stay fresher a lot longer. When I plant my own green onions, I can cut these 3 or even 4 times and they will just keep coming up just like cutting your grass. Now I'm only going to plant 1 row of these because I don't use a whole lot of green onions, so I'm also going to plant these closer together because by only having 1 row it's easy for me to get in here and weed between them. The thing we want to do different, when we planted the bulb onions, we had the soil right here, so this part stuck up, roots down. What we're going to do now is plant this so it's about 3 inches under the dirt. Alright, so all the bulb onions are planted, all the green onions are planted. For those of you that are watching this that wanted to know how to plant onions, I'm going to leave the link below, and you can watch the video that I posted a couple of years ago if you want to on the whole entire life cycle of the onion. It'll show you what to do when they're growing, when to know when they're just about to be picked, how to pick them, what to do after that, what to do to get ready for storage and stuff like that. For those of you that are watching it to watch this year's garden, onions are planted. We'll see you guys on the next video. Alright, you guys, get in there. It's bedtime for you guys. That goes for you too.